What's going on, y'all? It's Gum TCG here, and I'm ready to get Zoomin in OP06. That's right, we're bringing the Zoomin back with Queen. I felt that in OP05 format, Queen has struggled a little bit with just some of the other matchups and decks, not getting too much really good inherent support. You know, we did receive the Blue Navy cards, which I just don't feel were very strong for Queen. You know, there were a couple exceptions, like the blue 4-drop Hina or 3-drop Hina that draws you a card. That's not bad. And then we did have some of these Sky Island cards that are a little interesting. You know, Amaru definitely be an interesting card. Rush Anel and even Gadatsu. But I just felt that the format kind of pushed Queen back to a corner that it couldn't really strive in. However, in OP06, I don't know how much Queen really moves out of that corner, but I do know that we get some crazy good new support cards for it. And I'm super excited about it. As you all know, I am a Queen player. I love this deck with a passion. I love trying to brew it up and think of different ways to play it. And I wanted to share with you all my current build that I've been testing for OP06, give you my thoughts, insights, and maybe even a little gameplay just to show you what I've been cooking. If you're a Queen player and you're thinking about OP06, I'd love to hear what you have to say down in the comments below. Maybe also in my Discord server, if you're not a part of that, join that. There's a link to that in the description below. But yeah, I mean, right off the bat, if you don't know what Queen does, I'll explain it. Maybe this is your first time seeing it. But 5k leader, 4 life, blue, yellow, Dawn ×1, when attacking. If your hand and life total is 4 or less, draw a card. If you have an 8 cost or higher character, you may place a card from the top of your deck on top of your life instead of drawing a card. So, basically the name of the game is with Queen is defend, take some life, get your hand size real low, drop some big fellas on the field, and ladies, lady fellas, and yeah, start healing a bunch and just hopefully get to this pattern and sequence of gameplay that you can infinitely heal every turn and your opponent just can't really do anything and you can just kind of beat them out from there. So what does that really mean for us? Well, that means that we have to play a lot of really good triggers, and that means that we have to play a lot of defense. So with Queen, in OP04 format, we played just about every really good trigger blocker that you could. We were maxed out on Boas, Brules, and Sanjis. But I have reduced that now just to the Boas and the Sanjis. I guess you could opt for Brules over Boas, however you're feeling, but I do like Boa over Brule. But, I mean, trigger-wise, we're not running too many other crazy ones, just a couple small ones, and I've really been liking this list a lot in testing. It's pretty consistent. When you're playing all these cards that get to stack your deck and rearrange your cards, you can move them from the top to the bottom if you don't like what you're seeing, or if you do like what you're seeing, you can move them around, rearrange them, and then hopefully set yourself up for some big pushes later game. And yeah, to start things off, let's just run through the deck list. For starters, we got 4 of the 3-cost Doflamingo blocker. This card's been an all-star for all kinds of blue decks since its release in OP01. Just a 3-drop 4k blocker with 1,000 counter. Gets to stack the top 5 cards of your deck in any order, or to the bottom if you don't like what you're seeing. And then to help increase that stackability, we are also on 4 copies of the 5-cost Extract, which is the same card, just a little bit bigger stats and cost. So 5 cost 6k, and it does the same thing. It's a blocker, looks at top 5, rearranges, puts them to the top or the bottom in any order. So being able to have these and play them on curve is really, really nice. I do like to go second with Queen. So turn 2, we would drop Dofi, swing for 6. Turn 3, we would drop X-Drake, swing for 6. And then turn 4, we're usually sitting at 8, so hopefully we can drop like double blocker, Sanji, maybe a Sanji, another Dofi, Boa, maybe even Duval, something like that. I do like on my first turn, if I have it, Hiyori, getting to stack something new in my life card, take the top card, stack a trigger if I could, but we'll talk about that a little bit more here in a minute. To keep going on the blocker train though, a new card to come out is Aramaki, Ryogoku, Green Bull, whatever you want to call him. This card is phenomenal, and I feel like it's really being slept on in the OP06 format. You know, not a lot of decks are playing this. If they are, it is definitely your blue decks. Not Sakazuki, but definitely like Croc, things like that. And I think that this card fits perfectly into Queen. I could not have asked for a better support card, to be honest. I think the only thing that's better than this is Sanji, and we'll talk about him in just a minute. But being an 8 cost, this hits Queen's leader effect perfectly. This allows you to be able to start stacking your life if you want while you have this on field, as long as you meet the other requirements. Being 8k, that's just a good sized body. He's also a blocker, so an 8k blocker. I mean, you're blocking your opponent's 7k swings without even countering. With a 9k swing coming at you, all you need is a 2k and a block. This card, it's just phenomenal. And on top of that, it's not just a blocker. It has another effect that really goes well with Queen. Activate main once per turn, discard a card from your hand, and you get to return a 2 or lower to the bottom of its owner's deck. So you can just remove pesky blockers from your opponent's field or pesky searchers or things like that, while also reducing your hand size to help you get lower to get to Queen's ability. Like, this card's perfect. And then to top it off, after you do that, this character gains 3k power, so he becomes 11,000 power. It's absolutely ridiculous, and I am so excited to be able to include this card in the deck list. I am playing this over Katakuri, and I need to test Katakuri a little bit more, but I do like this a lot. Like I said, just having that blocker on field, being able to defend yourself, being able to play it off of Sanji, being able to make it hit that Queen leader ability requirement, and then also being able to bottom deck pesky blockers and searchers while gaining a boost to get some big damage in there. I really love this card, and I think it's phenomenal for the deck. So if you're not running this or you haven't tested it out, I definitely recommend trying it out. It's been a personal favorite of mine. Another one that I've been enjoying is Charlotte Pudding. Now this one I've only on 2 copies of. I really would like to fit 4 in here, but just with the other cards I'm running, I really couldn't find the space for 4. I would like to play 4. Maybe I'll mess around a little bit, find some things to cut and make room for 4, but man, this card's a beast against certain decks. 4-drop, 4k, 1000 counter. On play, your opponent returns all of their cards to their all of their hand cards to their deck and shuffles it. Then they draw 5 new ones. So if you're playing against something like Green Uta, you just get to make them go -1,000,000 because they love to draw so much card advantage. I mean, against decks that like to build big hand size and a lot of card advantage against you, this card puts in so much work because they've been sculpting their hand for most of the game, and then you drop this mid-game when they're sitting on 8-9 cards in hand, and they go back to 5 random ones. It can mess them up immensely. However, there is a downside. You know, you could end up giving them back a lot of their pieces, or maybe a piece they were missing, but I do like this a lot, especially if they have a massive hand. It's very funny, and it can be very effective at times as well. Maybe not the best choice. We could probably slot something in here better, but I do like it for those matchups where they're generating a little too much advantage for us to handle. And then, honestly, I'm going to call him the all-star of the deck. We got Sanji, new secret rare from OP06. This card is crazy good for this deck. 9 cost, 9k, on play, reveals the top 1 card of your deck, and you may put into play 1 revealed character with cost 9 or less other than Sanji. Then you put the remaining card on the bottom of the deck. So you play it, reveal the top card. As long as it's a character that is not Sanji and it's a 9 cost or less, you play it for free. This, in combination with Yamato, is so powerful. Or even with Aramaki. I mean, even any of your small blockers, like just playing this and getting that free Dawn usage as well is crazy. But typically, if I can, I like to have Sanji in hand, and I've been sculpting the top of my deck throughout the game with cards like Doflamingo, X-Drake, Duval's, and the like. Just getting ready for that play where I go Sanji, reveal Yamato, play Yamato, hopefully I'm at 1 life, I heal that 1 life, and then I also get to use that last remaining 10th Dawn on my leader and heal another life. Absolutely bonkers play if you can pull it off, and if you're pulling that off, you're most likely winning the game. This is devastating against certain decks. I feel that Sakazuki has a hard time dealing with this because you're dropping 2 9Ks instead of just 1. Typically, they can deal with just 1. I guess if they're insanely skilled and lucky, they can deal with 2, but a lot of the times, just dealing with 1 takes up a lot of their turn. So dropping 2, and then if you could do it back-to-back, I mean, you're just goated. That's absolutely crazy, but God, this card's so good for the deck, and I love it so much. It's phenomenal. Of course, we are on 4 copies of the 3-drop Boa trigger blocker. Just got to have another one in here that plays itself for free. You know, like I said, in OP04, I was running Boa and Brule, but I have started leaning more towards just one. Just trying to find the room for both is a little bit tricky, but who knows? I'm probably going to experiment with this list a little bit more and find an ideal build here eventually. This is just what I've been testing and liking so far. Next, we are on 3 copies of Duval. I would like this as a 4 of. Maybe I could end up cutting this pudding completely, put this to 4, and then maybe 1 more something else. But Duval being a small blocker that stacks the deck as well. 2 cost 1k, 1000 counter. Blocker on play looks at the top 3 cards of your deck and places them at the top of the bottom in any order. So it's just another mini Doflamingo or X-Drake or whatever you want to say. I was playing Perona, but I decided to switch to this because if I'm going second, I can at least play this on my first turn and get a 3 stack. Perona being able to stack 5 is a little better, but this being a blocker makes it just that much better, and that's why I am playing this over Perona now. Next, of course, we're on 4 Capone Gang Beige. I guess it's just Capone Beige on here, but this card's phenomenal. If you stack this correctly in your life, it wins you the game. Just being able to trigger it on command, like when you want to, is the power of this leader. You know, that's why I really like Queen. I've tried other yellow decks and I do like playing them. However, Queen has just a special place in my heart because you get that extra control that other yellow decks don't really have over their triggers. You know, they're a lot more random and they're usually pretty good, but having a lot more control over it, concise, predictable control is really where this leader shines. You know, if I want to stack the beige on my last life or my second to last life through a stacker and then a Yamato and then a heal one more so that I have an extra insulation hit and then I know I can stop them from going for lethal with beige, like I could do that. It's crazy and I love it so much. It's just a good 2k as well. Like in this deck we are on 8 2Ks, so not too many. I was on more than that in my OP04 build, but just playing more defensive blockers and stuff like that, I think we should be fine with only 8, at least in my testing I have been. And then, of course, we're on 4 Sanji blockers. This card's just phenomenal as well, just being another trigger blocker that is also a 5k stat line, so you can swing with this. You can really start to put the pressure on early if you need to. One of my favorite plays going first is if I have Hiyori and Sanji in hand and I go first on 2 Dawn, I go Hiyori and then I take my top life. I stack the Sanji so that I know I'm taking that life when they hit me next turn. Play the Sanji, get the free beats going, and just keep the steam train running from there. Of course, we are on Yamato. Yamato being the second all-star of the deck. Actually the main all-star. You know, Yamato's really what makes the deck go crazy, but having Sanji in there to be able to play anything, including Yamato, off of the top of your deck is what really goes crazy. But if you just have Yamato, it's just as good as playing Sanji into Yamato. Next, of course, Hiyori, another new card I will talk about here for just a second. 2-drop, 0 power, 2000 counter. So one of the main reasons we play it is the 2k counter, but I also like it a lot because on play, you may put the top or bottom card of your life pile into your hand, put 1 card from your hand on the top of your life pile. So just being able to start stacking your triggers literally on turn 1 is absolutely bananas. Like I said, just being able to stack a Sanji or maybe a Boa blocker that's kind of dead in your hand is really, really strong. You know, of course, you want to refrain from doing that against certain matchups that can just remove them easily or get rid of them. One matchup in particular that is pretty difficult for Queen, I've noticed, is Perona, because I'm playing so many weenie blockers that just get rested by Perona's leader effect every turn. X-Drake is the only thing that is keeping me alive, X-Drake and Aramaki. So putting these trigger blockers in life is not really what I want to do. I'd rather stack something else like one of these event cards and just kind of remove their board instead of putting a blocker on the field that I know they're going to rest and then either KO or beat over. So just using them for counter is a little bit better, but being able to stack your life so early against certain matchups is absolutely crazy. If I need to be aggressive with the Sanji early, I take that first hit after stacking it and then just start the beats. Of course, we're on 4 copies of Red Rock. Need some kind of removal, and I feel that Red Rock is, in my opinion, one of, if not the best removal events in the game. Just a 6-cost card that puts a character to the bottom of its owner's deck. Any character, that's really what it is that goes crazy, and putting it to the bottom of the deck instead of KOing it is just, it gets around so many cards that can't be removed. And then the trigger to be able to place a 4 or less to the bottom of the deck is also crazy. Like I said, we can stack this off of Hiyori as well, and they might play right into it. You never know. And then another new card, we are on 2 Gravity Blade Raging Tiger. I really like this card a lot because if I am going first, this card just fits really well on that going first curve. Even going second curve, like I said, you can play this and then hit for 6. Just getting to remove 2 6 or lesses to the bottom of the deck is just so good. I mean, a lot of the times we don't have the pressure or the board presence to be able to start going after their board. That's why we have to play these removal cards. In OP04 format, I was on for 3K worlds just to be able to keep removing things, but being able to wait an extra turn or two and play this instead is crazy. I love it so much, and the trigger gets to bottom deck a 5 or less, so that's really strong as well. But getting rid of 2 6 or lesses, I mean, that's 2 beaters, that's 2 blockers, that's 2 of a lot of things, and I like it a lot. And then to round everything out, we are on 4 copies of You're the One Who Should Disappear. 0 cost yellow event. You know how these yellow event works. 0 cost, trash card from your hand and give 3k to something. But we're playing it for that, just so that we can get some of these dead bodies out of our hands if we really need to counter. And then also, the trigger is really crazy, and if we just so happen to get this as our last life card starting off the game, or if we can stack it there somehow, it's just really free and really good, and we really like that in this deck. So I'd rather play this than Gum Gum Rain. So just being able to control your hand size, get some extra counter in there, and then also hopefully get that last life card and get you another last life card, so your leader becomes a Nell. Really good. I like it a lot. And like I said, this is just the list I've been testing. If you've been testing Queen for OP06, I'd love to see your list. Maybe hop into my Discord server and share it there in the Deck Theory channel. I'd love to see what you're piloting, and let me know what you think about mine down in the comments below. If you want to see more content like this, also don't make sure to subscribe, like, and comment down below. I'd love to hear your all's feedback. And yeah, how about we go ahead and jump into a game? It's just going to be a random game, see what we can't do. I kind of just want to show you what I can do with this deck and what this deck can really do for us. You know, hopefully we can pull off the good old Sanji into Yamato heal 2 combo. That's the Wombo combo we're trying to pull off with this and get Zoomin. Let's go. All right, y'all, before we hop into this, I do want to shout out Dueling Guard. If you haven't heard of Dueling Guard, they are the best TCG accessory company on the market. They make the highest quality anime-inspired TCG accessories that you will ever find, and I'm telling you, if you haven't checked them out before, you're really missing out. You need to go check their website out in the description below. Make sure to use code GumGumTCG. Check out their new One Piece collection, the 3 captains, that features Kid, Luffy, and Law. You'll love it. I know you will, and yeah, use that code GumGumTCG for a discount at checkout. What? You haven't heard of Dueling Guard? Dueling Guard is the best TCG accessory company on the market. They have high quality deck boxes, binders, and playmats made for people who enjoy playing and collecting trading card games in style. They have tons of designs based off of fan favorite animes such as One Piece, Bleach, Full Metal Alchemist, and many more. They hit the ground running earlier this year, making high quality TCG accessories with beautiful designs that have sold out many times. So if you haven't picked up any of their products, make sure to do so before they sell out again. I have a few deck boxes and playmats from them already and can attest to how they don't cut any corners when it comes to quality, performance, and design. I highly recommend their products and use them every time I play cards. Be sure to check the description below for a link to their site and use code GumGumTCG for a discount at checkout. Alrighty, and we're queued up for a game here. Hopefully we can just jump into one really quickly. Sometimes these games take a little bit longer to jump into. A lot of people are trying to test the Western format, and we're hopping into the Eastern lobby, so hopefully we can get into something relatively quick, and hopefully they won't disconnect either. Some people like to disconnect when we're playing Queen. Here we go. We're playing against Uta, and like I said, this is actually a tough matchup, believe it or not. If we can see that pudding, though, that's really kind of what we want to see. This hand is not ideal. We really want a Doflamingo. This hand's not much better, and they made us go first, so that's not really what we like to see, but we can live with it, you know. If we draw a Dofi, that'd be really nice. If we draw an Extric, that'd be really nice. Even a Duval would be nice just to start our stacking. Right now, we just have no access to that, and that's kind of going to throw us off, but we can always just play this Boa. They're going to get their free search, and they're going to whiff. Interesting. So the whiff off the bat. Let's just go in for 5 here. Try and get a card out of their life or out of their hand. Play a Boa and pass, you know. It's not doing us any good in our hand. We really want to see it in life, so we'll just put it on the field. Hope that it lives. We'll see what we can do. 3, 4. Gonna go at us for 9. Whiffs again with the Dofi. we are going to take because we're trying to see certain cards, and that's an amazing card that we want to see against this deck. So we're going to hold this for a turn or two and drop it on them, and hopefully catch them by surprise when they've got like 9 cards in hand. Go for 6, try and get a 2K. Takes it. They're looking for something. They've got 8. I honestly kind of want to do it now, but they're searching for something, and if they had Nami, they would have played it already. So I'm thinking they don't have Nami, and I kind of would like to get them next turn with it. So let's just pop a Sanji on the field. Because I have a feeling what they'll do here this turn is they're going to attack us for probably 7. And try and find Nami off the top. I guess we'll see. I mean, that's what I would think, is they're trying to find a Nami or a Brook into a Nami, something like that, so they can get some board advantage. Brook into Uta's not bad. Hit for 7. And they did find New Genesis, so that's not bad. What are we going to be on? 7 next turn, so I'm not really worried about either of these. 7. Yeah, I'm just going to take it. You know, we do have a lot of cards in hand, but we also have a lot of counter we can get rid of. It's not really anything to fuss about. But I'm just going to bottom deck both of those and go in for 5s. 5 here. And we're also going to go in for 5 with Sanji. Yeah, we'll take the counters out of hand. I really don't mind. Already got him on 3 life. Like, the only thing I'm worried about them dropping on us is 10-drop Doflamingo. Like, I don't care about Luffy's. I don't care about anything. I guess that's something I should care about. But, I mean, that's half their turn. I'm invincible. That's pretty good. Just going for big beats again. Finds another Brook. 9. I do think we're just going to block this one. And unfortunately, we don't have a... Well, right on time. There we go. I would play the Yamato, but we're not going to get the heal, which is going to suck. And I really want to stack first. So I'm going to go X-Drake into Sanji here so we can get a stack. Let's just go ahead and get a 5 in. Try and get a card out of their hand or out of their life. Not running into any triggers that they might be playing that would affect our characters in any way. So let's just go ahead and start placing them on top. And for turn, we want to draw a 2K. And then for stack, we want to stack the Boa. And then we might be able to stack with leader. I really don't think it's going to be possible. I mean, we got 2 blockers on field. I could always defend. I could always toss a couple cards. Yeah, I'm just going to keep it like this. Draw another Yamato next turn. Or the turn after, sorry. Unfortunately, no Sanjis, no big Sanjis, but Yamato control is just as good. So, like I said, we're really scared of Big Doflamingo. Or big beats, you know, here comes Luffy, Brook, Nami, or something like that. So, here we are going to give him 2 2Ks. Luffy, Zoro. And we'll take that one. No trigger. And then this, KO's arrested, so I'm not worried about if we pop this. It's not going to really, like, it's whatever. Yeah, I mean, we just go Yamato here, pop. Let's get this Zoro and see if we can't get this Ryoma from him. Sure. Goes up to 7. Yeah, I mean, I'm not too worried. I'll keep my blockers. Like I said, if they drop Dofi, it's just not worth it. They want to wait until we have multiple rested and stuff. Another 8 at us. Yeah, I mean, we'll just take and trigger. Know what it is. And then we can counter out of another attack, putting us down to 2 cards. Yeah, we'll be able to heal next turn. So the way that we're playing, we'll be able to heal 2. It'll be double Sanjis, which would be pretty nice. Another I'm invincible. That's a little troublesome, but yeah, we'll just block. And probably 7 with that. 7. I mean, I either lose the Sanji or I take this. If I take this, then I should still be able to heal because I'll be at 4, play Yamato, heal to 4, leader effect, heal again. Yeah, we'll take. That's not bad either. Swing at the Luffy too. Just try and get my hand. Alright, so I think we're going to swing with lead first so we can get the heal. And then just play the Yamato, pop the Ryuma. Yeah, kind of just want to do some board clear up. Eight. Cool. Pop it anyway. And he can't KO our rested because we have none. And there, I kind of just want to pass because if he has 10 drop Doflamingo and I swing with this, it gives him reason to drop it. And the most he's going to do next turn is swing again with lead, maybe with Luffy. Not really too worried. And that's 2 Sanjis in life. Like, we're chilling. Unfortunately, we don't know our next draws and stuff, so we might just have to drop Duval and start stacking again next turn. But that's all good. Izo rest. Okay. Maybe another Ryuma. Nami. Not bad. First Nami they've seen. Another I'm invincible. That's pretty annoying. So they revealed the top of deck. I don't think it added. I don't know. It's kind of glitching out there, so I can't really tell what it is. But yeah, I mean, I guess we just take and we'll trigger. I don't really want to get rid of this Duval, so I'm gonna pitch this Red Rock. $7K, and then he's got the I'm invincible, but he can't use it. And he can't restand this Luffy either. Interesting. I'll just give him a Sanji, because we need another spot for this Duval anyway. Oh, okay. That's how it is. Well, let's get a peek. Yep, we'll take it. We'll put the bow on top so we can stack it. We'll draw an extra next turn so we can get deeper. And we'll put it back. I mean, I don't really want to try and go for lethal here. We could, but if we miss lethal by any shot, like, they just drop a Dofi and we're dead on the crackback. So I'd like to go for this Luffy, just try and get it out of here. See if he'll waste a card or 2 on it. Yeah, it gives it to us. We'll heal. That's that Boa we like. Takes. I mean, we've got Boa, Sanji in life. Unfortunately, we have only this, so that's it's either Sanji or the 3K. But I mean, what else am I gonna do with the Dawn, right? If he's got the Dofi, he's got the Dofi, but we could potentially kill him on the crackback with these. So we'll see if he's got the Dofi. And if he does, he's just got some 5K swings coming at us. So 5K, 5K. Yeah, there it is. Not even swinging. That's fine. Yeah, let's go like this. See if we can't get that last life card. And then we're trying for it. I mean, sometimes you just got to go. Big hits at the face, 12K. I mean, if he's got it, he's got it. 11. 12. Ah, it doesn't have it. Yep. Kind of figured he had been running through them and through a lot of events. Like I said, I don't think we were dead next turn anyway. I mean, we had 1K plus 3K in hand, or we had 3K in hand, an extra blocker coming out of life, so we were taking 1 hit. Boa blocks 2 hit. Hody is kind of a problem, but we still had that Sanji for a 3rd hit, Duval for a 4th, and then I mean possibly a 5th. Like, I think we were fine, but yeah, I just kind of wanted to push there. And yeah, that's, I mean, like I said, that's kind of what Queen can do. We weren't really playing with too many new cards here. I kind of really wanted to show you the power of some of the new ones like Aramaki and Sanji, but yeah, maybe we'll show you in a future video. We did get to show you the Gravity Blade. I did get to show you Hiyori, at least in counter form. And yeah, just being able to stack and heal very consistently is very, very strong. I do like Duval a lot, being a blocker and the stacker. But let's jump and look at that deck list one more time. And here's the deck list one more time, y'all. Like I said, this is just what I've been playing with. I'd love to hear your thoughts and what you've been testing out in the comments below. If you have some more suggestions and you really want to talk about it, hop into my Discord server. I'd love to chat. And yeah, I'd love to see what you're running. Always looking to improve my deck list. So if you got any more suggestions or think you've been running something a little bit spicier or better, let me know. I'd love to hear it. But that's about all I got for this video. You know, I'm really excited for this leader in OP06. I really love this deck, and I think it can put up a fight. The fight against Sakazuki is still a little tough. Moria as well, and definitely Perona, which all 3 of those are pretty big top dogs next set. But I think if we play our cards right, stack our life right, and get Zoomin, we'll be just fine. But thank you all so much for watching the video. If you haven't already, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. It really helps me out a lot, and I greatly appreciate it. Make sure to go check out Dueling Guard. Use code GumGumTCG for a discount at checkout. And I'll see y'all on the next one. Peace.